Good evening, Central Indiana. Welcome. Sports time. I'm trying to keep things going here. I'm getting messages from Larry's got his wife is over in Mansfield, Illinois, close to Champaign Urbana, and they lost power. Saw a tornado on the ground close to them, but they are fine. Hello, Corey. Hello, Christine. Hello, Mike. Hello, Jennifer. What's up, Kenny? You've got a window, open it. I got the Weather Channel up in here. Getting messages from all over the place. Zach had posted that tornado warning in Tennessee, and he's in Memphis. So it's just crazy. Hello, Becky. Hello, Susan. Crazy tonight. Hello, Teresa. Prayers for all night. Exactly. Best thing. It looks like they're just about to enter the state. So we're guessing around 10 o'clock is what they're saying through here. They're moving at a pretty good clip. It looks like they're more lining up more just severe storms. I don't want to say the tornado threat's gone down because it hasn't, because there's still a lot, but it seems to be just more of a line of storms now instead of the spotty supercells, as they say. I'm no weather guy. Trying to watch that as we talk here. But I wanted to get on here and just say simple stuff. Charge your phone, stay away from the windows, get inside. I have a cinder block room that I can go into, and let's just hope that we get through this. There's some horrible our weather predictions getting better with time. Yeah, the closer it gets, the better the prediction is. Some wind gusts up near Chicago, northern part of Indiana, 90 miles an hour. That's insane. That's all. I just wanted to pop on here and tell people, hey, it's coming. It may not be as bad. It may be worse, but all you can do is prepare. Not going to outrun it, unless you're going to drive to Canada. Yeah. Anyway, it is very windy out there tonight. We're going to get some torrential rain, some very strong frontline winds for sure. We're going to be associated with the front when it comes through, or the wall cloud, I should say. So, buckle up. Buckle up. Charge your phones. Let your neighbors know. Get your generators ready. Our little group that helps out in situations like this for communities, we've already got our little group together, talked something close to the area. We'll certainly gather some goods and go help. There's so much. Iowa's been hit. Little Rock got hit. I know Davenport got hit in Iowa. There's Tennessee. There's little towns in Arkansas and Tennessee that got hit, and it's still ongoing. Places in Illinois. So, springtime across the central part of the country every year, unfortunately. The only report that we have so far is Linda Ralph is over in Illinois, and the line has already come through her area. And they lost power. They do have a generator. So, active tornadoes, Mississippi, Tennessee, Wisconsin. Hello, Vivian. Wowzer. Weather Channel's doing a pretty good job tonight. I have to admit that. Just gotta watch it. They at least gives. Hello, Joe. Give some good information. And I did get my hair chopped. It looks all bushy, but I got a lot of my hair cut off. Yeah, just south of Memphis, there's a tornado warning. That won't affect us, but it's all part of the same system. There was a couple times here in the afternoon, in the heat of the day, I think in Iowa and in Arkansas, tornadoes like next to not One tornado with two different funnels. It was like two tornadoes back to back. Boom, boom. That's crazy. Hello, Jeff. Just crazy. I wouldn't want to deal with that. Let's just all pray this one they fizzle out. And we'll probably get a good soak in rain, which we really don't need, and go from there. There's somebody yelling. One of my kids are yelling. I don't know, scary stuff. Hello, Karen. Anybody got any comments, questions? Anybody out there in the storms that have already went through? Olive Branch in Tennessee, just south of Olive Branch, decent sized tornado. Some of these things have been running for miles. I didn't plan on going live tonight, by the way. But hello, Jeff. No, as we just sitting kind of waited out. Done work 12 hours, have to go back in. Yeah, you. What's up, David? It has been, David. You and Kenny and others chose leave the horses out so we get a tornado they can at least run, not stuck in the stall. That's probably a good move, Jennifer. I wouldn't want to have to make that call either way. Yeah, hats off to all the guys that'll be not only in here in Indiana, but across the country that are dealing with power outages and getting all that back on just as quick as they can, because that's you don't realize how dark it is until you lose power. What's up, Jake? Once that power goes out. Yeah, see, that's just a big supercell just south of Memphis. Massive storm. Moving towards Nashville. There's another one up near Paducah. And these have all been tornado producers down south. The wind is crazy out there right now. I can only imagine as this line of storms, if you haven't looked at radar, the line of storms is running from about Chicago diagonally down across the state of Illinois all the way into Missouri and on down to Arkansas, Kentucky, and all that. And it's just kind of getting ready to cross into the state line if it hasn't already. And that's probably going to be a doozy when it hits here. But I'd rather get hit by the straight line of storms like that than these individual supercells that bloom up in the heat of the day, because that's where your massive tornadoes come from. Not that we can't have tornadoes with ours, but hello, Tina. Odds are not as likely. But then Zach had posted that most recent thing. He had it on the little windy south of town. Yeah. Out there in Baker Township, of course, it's a little windy. Zach had posted that Indiana Weather Hunters thing, and I was like, we don't want to hear that. Oh, here we go. Please remember, if there's damage tonight, check the reference below before allowing. Check reference below allowing to be done. Storms blowing, scammers, 100%. Charles Peak, wherever that is, Arkansas, Wine, Arkansas, some severe damage or wind. What's up, Steve? Oh, man, that just crazy. Hello, PJ. I'd rather be able to see it coming nighttime. Yeah. That's the bad thing. You don't want to sleep in your birthday suit in Indiana in the springtime, because you never know when you're going to be having to jump out of bed in the middle of the night when a tornado. This line's supposed to move through around 10 o'clock, so we're approximately 45 minutes away. There you go. Waiting for a phone call to help clean the streets. Check the radar again. It's wrong. 11 p.m. Yeah. Not a whole lot we can do. Just 50 to 60 mile straight line winds are bad, but if some truly get 80, 90, that'll be crazy as far as trees down, etc. When leaves are on the trees, it's worse. They catch a lot more wind. Makes sense. And Larry Linda is safe over there in Illinois. Is that correct? And the line has already moved through. Larry, did they see a funnel cloud or a tornado like right next to where they were? And it's moving pretty quick too. 60 miles an hour is what I heard. Hello, Nessa. Have a plan. Have a plan to seek shelter, whether it's at your house or a friend's house. Don't forget, you got elderly out there that at this time of night, they're ready to go to bed. They don't probably have a clue. Got friends, neighbors, or relatives, let them know. Just to be safe. I'd rather be wrong 1,000 times and go through all this every time and nothing happened. You know what? I'm glad nothing happens. I hate to be oh, we told you to take shelter. Even taking shelter doesn't mean that you make through if one of them big monster storms come through like they've been getting hit with. Yep, the line has moved past Linden, Illinois. They filmed a touchdown in the field behind John's house in Champaign-Urbana. Wow. That close. Oh, Jim. That's too close for comfort, Larry. Right behind the house. And it's going to be windy, I think, through the entire day tomorrow. But, of course, the majority of the heavies coming tonight. Some of these pictures of these tornadoes, this one in Arkansas just was a monster. Hello, Kayla. There's Savannah. Some of these the images, if you're watching the Weather Channel, are just incredible. Especially one down in Arkansas. Yeah, I agree. When they come at... Yeah, she's in good shape, David. When they come at night, it's scary because they can't see them coming. Sometimes they get wind wrapped and you can't even hardly see them at all. Oh, Vicky. They lost power, but the generator kicked in. Still on generator power. I've got gas-powered gen sets, but would love to have a natural gas automated one. They're like Santa Claus, Larry. Santa Claus needs to pay you a visit. I still say it's about, what, 45 minutes to an hour away before we get a line moving through. I'll punch up. I want to punch up radar real quick while we're all on here having such a good time on this lovely Friday night. Hey, at least we're into spring. All right. It's still a pretty good ways away. That's what sucks. Can't go to sleep. I'm going to get... Yeah, it looks like it's just starting to cross diagonally. It'll be coming to Danville, Illinois, Lafayette, Terre Haute, and then as we go through the night, we're still a good hour and a half, 2 hours away. before it gets to us, unless other new storms pop up. And it looks like they're trying to. In front of the one line, you see another, especially on national radar now. I don't know why this is all red. Tells me not to go to sleep, Kaylee. But struggle bus here, right? Channel 8 just said moving 45 miles in the east toward that. Touchdown in Illinois. Looks like another line is trying to form in front of the other. Some of these cities have been hit by multiple severe thunderstorms. Hello, Bill. Hello, Amy. Severe thunderstorms as the day went on. I've got the Weather Channel, like, I'll show you. Right there. On the big screen. Yeah, 11 p.m. Just check. What's up, Johnny? What they're saying. But they're moving. They're into the northern corner of the state, Valpo, Gary, up in that area, South Bend. It just dangles down across the central part of Illinois. Chicago's been hit 2 or 3 times tonight. Little Rock was hammered. Bunch of little communities out there. Yeah, those are a good deal, aren't they, Jennifer? Anybody got any reports outside the community, over in Illinois? Are you out of state? Texas, Arkansas, Iowa? Is our Iowa connection? Have we heard from Christina Rapp? There's another tornado. Where's that at? Oak Grove, Middle Fork. I think this is Tennessee. Yep. I hear the window howling out there. Hickory Grove, Boswell, Fowler. That's got to be Tennessee. Remington. Anybody out of state? East of us or west of us got any reports? South of us? At one time, I think Iowa, Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois all had at least 1 or 2 active tornadoes on the ground this afternoon. When I saw that, I was like, holy sheep crap, Batman. I didn't say crap. We're going to get hammered. What's up, Ruth? Hello, Lori. It has been a wild weather day, that is for sure. I was going to have Zach from Indiana Weather Hunters. I'm going to see if he wanted to zoom in, but I imagine that young man is as busy as can be. He's up in Lafayette, and storms are closer to hitting that area than they are our area right now. He's a good dude. He has his own little thing on call it, where you can talk. I forget the name. Discord. And I'm in a group in there. That's where I got some of the stuff I posted from that Discord. Anybody got anything? West of us, south of us. I don't see our Texas girl on here tonight. I don't see our Iowa people. I hope Christina's all right. I think she had posted earlier that her power had went out, but everything was okay. When I'm down here, I'm going to go charge my phone. Okay, there's another tornado. This is in Illinois. It's in southern Illinois. Not liking this. Family in Champaign-Urbana is fine. He said it's further north, and that's good. Hello, Carolina. Yeah, Larry's wife, Linda, is over there in that same area. Let's talk mushroom hunting. That is one thing I said. These warm nights and rain will do one thing, and those mushrooms will be jumping out of the ground. I know you're ready to go. Will this help the crappie bite? And I'm just asking. There are tornadoes over in Illinois. I'm gonna give you that. Can't wait. Now we are officially under a tornado watch. Pretty much 90% of the state now. Hello, Paula. Tornado in north central Illinois, tornado in south central Illinois, and tornado down by Cairo, Illinois. And all of them, but the one, two of them are just supercells. One of them's on that line. Two of them are individual storms, not associated with that big front. That's why I'm hoping no individuals pop up our way and the front rolls through. Yeah, David, now I see where you're saying Paducah. I didn't see that earlier. That is a big, nasty one. I tried to get some crappie in Greene County last Saturday, 23 degrees. Not a chance. Chris, there's no way. 23 degrees, 25 mile an hour wind. What was the wind chill? -3? Not a bite. Nope. Yeah, that's a nasty, nasty storm down there at the bottom of Illinois. Moving northeast. Are you crazy? I don't like getting in a boat when it's 45. Hello, Jason. At least 3 tornado warnings right now in Illinois from the northern part, central part, and the southern part. The line itself, they're saying, is about here. There's Steve Leday. He can probably throw some information out to us too. Around 11-ish. Gonna come through here. That's if nothing else pops up. The wind going on right now is going to blow over branches and leaves, trash cans. Hello, William. Yeah, the main line is still, but another one's trying to form in front of it. I hope that does. It takes power from both of them. I pay attention to this weather stuff. I like it. Had ice build up on my trolling motor. I haven't looked. Our storm's heading our way. About 11 o'clock, Chris. And you didn't. How long were you out there? Didn't catch a damn thing. Ice under trolling motor. 12-degree wind chill. But I mean, you're on the lake every day. I swear to it. Don't ever stop posting pictures. I love it. Makes me jealous, but I love it. 12 degrees with ice on your trolling motor. That's when you're like, let's go get some biscuits and gravy somewhere. All right, breaking report here. Those videos of that tornado in Arkansas, that was a monster. Tornado watches include 31 million people right now. That's how large of an outbreak this is. Tornadoes reported in Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois, and Tennessee. That's throughout the day. Tornado threat continues until early Saturday morning, which we're aware of that. Widespread damage to tornado reported in Little Rock. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's whole communities just tore apart right there. I tell you what, lived through a lot of them. I think I've been in the vicinity of or lived through 14 in my entire life. The devastation that we saw when we went down to Mayfield and Bowling Green a few years ago was literally Just unbelievable. 4.5 hours. I have 5 lithium batteries, so 60%, 38%. Yeah, there you go. 4.5 hours. Hello, Tim. Way too long. Memphis is just south of Memphis. My bad. There's that tornado has on the ground again, or still on the ground, and that thing is, I think it's the one that went through Little Rock. That is just a monster. If you got friends in Tennessee between Savannah, Jackson, and Memphis, let them know. Tornado on the ground. Moscow, Grand Junction. And they'll work their way up here to Illinois. That's what I'm going to get to before I cut this off. That's got to be a really mountainous, hilly area. You should be getting into there. Hello, Mary. If you get a chance to see some of these videos today of that Arkansas tornado, wouldn't want nothing to do with that. That is totally devastating. Come on now, move up to Illinois so I can. Hello, Steph. Last I checked, there were 3 tornadoes active in Illinois: northern part, southern part, and central part. Coach Connor's class when the tornado hit the high school, never forget, way to the vocational building, blow up. Wow. I didn't know that happened. I remember the tornado. I wasn't in school, but I remember the tornado. Okay, here's the one north of Champaign, Benton, Fowler, Oak Grove, Ottermine. This is the one in Illinois. This is moving northeast. Pine Village. Getting close to the state line, Monticello, Delphi. That's the direction that's heading, is north of Monticello. Hello, Wendy. Looks like it could go closer to Rensselaer. They're going to time it out. Here you go. As it goes across state line. 851 Remington, 840 or 943 Wadenda, Fowler, and Boswell at 933. So it's going to come close to Monticello here as it moving forward, is the way he's got it. Yeah, see that secondary line is forming. Here are my trash cans. I have to go get them. Drag them inside. 2004, we could never see the time on the scoreboard from the they moved it over to the end of the field and they replaced it, kept it north end. Ah. Did not know that. Hello, Lisa. Chicago's getting hammered. All right, now they blasted that tornado warning for Brookston, Monticello, and Wolcott in the state of Indiana now. I did not know that, Chris. Well, 9:34. Y'all ready to call it a night, or just you want to stay on here and jibber jabber? How long we been on? Oh, only 31 minutes. Oh, trash cans in. No fun. I hate nights like this. I feel bad for pets, people, horses. No, Jennifer had to let her horses out of the stalls just so in case they got a fighting chance. Well, you're welcome, PJ. I figured I was awake and watching it myself, so why not go live? We've got our own little yeah, it keeps getting stronger, doesn't it, David? The one that's trying to break out in front of it. In Mansfield, close to Champaign. Windy here now. We've got our own little group that Porch Time and Larry and all of them send us. Yeah. Curious if that could get here a little sooner. I think one of the things that it helped that it did rain here today. That cloud cover didn't allow the sun to heat the ground up as much. Tornado in southern Tennessee. And pretty much the entire state of Indiana is under tornado watch as of right now. At least 2 tornado warnings. The same tornado, though, in northern Indiana. That's going to be your one north of Monticello. Just trying to help, PJ. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. I got my hair cut today. Got it trimmed down. It's still bushy. It just needs to have a ton of hair. You have no idea. I could actually grow. Yeah, it's typical springtime in Indiana, in the Midwest. As Chris said, this is going to help the mushrooms grow. Look at it that way. It's going to help the fish bite. It's going to turn them trees green. All right, here we go. Back to live TV. Let's hope they start out in Illinois this time instead of Tennessee. Northern Illinois. This is the one that's this is way northern. This is in the Chicago suburbs. Rich. Yeah, that's heading towards the state line in the direction of Valpo. Still about 45 minutes away from there, though. Oh, this one's moving 60 miles an hour. My bad. That's humming. These storms are just crazy. That's heading pretty much due east, south side of Gary, and then into Valpo. And Valpo's already under severe thunderstorm watch. Now they're going to move down to the Monticello area. Yeah, Remington's getting ready to get it. Monticello's getting ready to get it. They're under tornado warning. Fowler. Yeah, just north of Oak Grove. A couple areas of rotation, they said. That's scary as hell. That is just insane. Yeah, it's on a beeline. Almost hit Monticello. Monticello's been almost leveled by tornadoes over time. Dad had a fifth wheel up there right on the lake, and we used to go up there all the time. But they've been hammered by storms throughout time. All right, we're going south down to central Illinois. This one's running just south of 70, right south of Effingham. Tornado warning there at Blair, heading towards Wade. One county below, one county below Effingham. It's running northeast, or excuse me. Wow. Well, that one's gonna run south of Terre Haute if it keeps going. So that'll be interesting where that ends up. Down by Paducah, heavy thunderstorms, and then of course the tornado warning down in Memphis. So that's the 3 or 4 that's running right now. Anything happens, I will get back on later this evening. Hello, Donna. And stay on there with you and chit chat, and maybe we can get some reports from out the county. If they were closer, I would stay on, and then as it marches across the state, we could do that. But we're still looking at another maybe hour before they get to us, unless that secondary line catches up. Hello, Sherry. Hoping we stay tornado free in the state tonight. Don't need them. We don't want them. Some of these storms are just flat cooking too, flying. Anyway. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know, maybe a little later I'll get back on as they get closer. We'll see if they settle down a little bit. Or hello, Nicole, or I'll get back on after. I hate leaving 20 people on here, though. That's the thing. I know storms make people nervous. They get edgy. They get panicky. But all right, I'll jump off here. Love you guys. Stay safe. Charge phones. Prepare yourself a little bit. Never know. Want to be prepared. Better be prepared than not prepared. Love you guys. We will see you soon.